Heyo everybody, Haku here for the next part of the Beastars read-through, and I am hella excited for this. I feel like Beastars is probably my favorite thing to record every week right now. My favorite thing generally changes on changes depending on what's going on with that series or how I feel in general, but I feel like for the past month or two, my favorite thing, the thing I have the most fun recording is Beastars. And I'm so excited. I don't know if we'll actually finally get into the fight with Lugosi and Riz here, or if we're going to have more build-up, because this has happened multiple times with this series where I think we're going into something, but we still have a lot of build-up left to go, which I kind of like because then you appreciate it more in the end. But yeah, last time we saw Lugosi's grandfather was a Komodo dragon, which is really cool, and I wonder how that's going to affect Lugosi in his life, or if it affects him anyway physically. In addition to that, we had Pina. We had a really good 2 chapters ago. We had a scene with Pina and Riz that was really good, and Pina sort of starting to stand up for himself, and he was scared, but then he overcomes that fear within the same chapter, and it was a good story. We got this side story about, I believe the fox's name was I really liked her, so I hope she shows up again, but I hope she's not like a romantic love interest for Gohin, because if they're going to go that way with Gohin as a character, I would rather a story of him reconnecting with his wife and his family that he's become kind of estranged from. I would rather that than have a story of him falling in love with one of his patients, if they're going to go that direction, of course. And yeah, other than that, it was mostly, we got the first confrontation and fight, really, between Lugosi and Riz for a bit there. And yeah, I just don't like Riz as a character. I think he's kind of an asshole. I mean, I like him as the murderer, but I don't want him to be one of those characters where you're supposed to feel sorry for him in the end. I don't want to feel sorry for Riz, you know? I feel like they're trying to go that direction, but they haven't given me anything about Riz's character so far to make me fall for it, you know? So, yeah, I'm hoping to have Lugosi just kick his ass. But we'll see. The last chapter we saw was Lugosi dressing up in drag to go tell Lewis about the fight and to tell him to come watch. So, I'm interested to see how all of that goes. And we're going to start with 89 here. I'm sorry I've had some problems the past few days with my throat hurting, so I don't know how that'll affect me or how my battery life will affect me, but I'm going to do at least 4 chapters, up to 7, and we'll see what happens. So starting at 89, and I can't see this one's full title from the page, so I'll have to scroll down. I love cooking. Who's cooking these steamed tomatoes? Beastars, Chapter 89, Stains on a Chopping Board, Traces of a Dream. I love all the titles for this series. They're so artsy and cool. I love them. Okay, so now we have the second page. Lift a tomato up. When you've got the tomato out of the ice water, use your nails to peel it open. And we have Riz smiling at it. What you doing, Riz? I've steamed the tomatoes. Don't want the curry to have any tomato skin. Sorry, I'm going to need you all to wait a bit more. Some days. There are small kitchens in each dorm that can be borrowed through reservations. Okay, don't worry, we'll wait. And we have what looks like some kind of badger and some other type of bear. I cook for my roommates. Oh, well, they must all be types of bears then. Alright. Cooking calms my heart down. We're best friends, Riz. It makes me remember clearly of Tem and that night. I'll accept every part of you, Riz. And, oh yeah, on my reread that I said I was going to do, I am a little bit of the way through rereading, and I loved the opening chapters of this series already, but, like, you get so much more now knowing that Riz is the killer. So, all that, really, really good. But, yeah, I don't like this whole actual friends thing. I think it's Riz being delusional, because it really seemed like Tem was Lugosi's close friend, and in addition to that, it felt like Tem was not like that at all when we saw from Tem's perspective. But either way, eating is the celebration of life. Alright? Tem. When you were about to enter my mouth, you were smiling, weren't you? So, I like to think of it not as you're supposed to empathize with Riz. I like to think of it as he's just a complete psychopath. It's tomato and soybean curry. Eat up. Thank you for the food. Your food's as good as ever. Aha, how much curry powder did you put? It's still good, but the flavor's stronger than normal. It's making me thirsty. Strangely enough. Oh, sorry. I'll be more careful next time. Ever since that night, I began losing my sense of taste. This curry tastes like nothing. Okay. Pill time before bed. I'm running out of strength restrainers. I can give you some of mine. I've already got some with me. Strength restrainers. They're pills that decrease muscle mass. Bears over 2 meters tall are required to take these pills once every night. Alright? You keep those pills on you, Riz? That's impressive. Well, of course I do. You know what would happen if I skipped a day without taking a pill? I'd be able to tear off herbivore skin like tissue paper. If we ever neglect our pills, we could find ourselves swimming in a sea of blood. Oh, I know, but we need to stay aware of our monstrous strength. Us bears. But I ate Tim the alpaca consensually, which is how he became my one true herbivore friend. It's like how ingredients offer no resistance. The act was gentle, peaceful, and therefore consensual. My memories must become more beautiful. And again, I like to see this as him being a complete sociopath, because, again, from Tem's point of view, it did not seem that way at all. As long as I never forget how Tem tasted, I'll never yearn for my sense of taste. You know, I'm often reminded of the fact that Tem is dead, says Lugosi. Tem talked to quite a few carnivores in this club, right? What? Says Bill. Hey, you go on bringing up his death, and now you're suspecting that one of us killed him. Have you gone crazy? Lugosi. This Grey Wolf has been trying to find out the truth behind Tem's death. Okay, so now we're seeing this scene from Riz's point of view. What are you saying? What's with those eyes? And then he's staring at Lugosi. And he looks down. Sees blood on his hands. I knew it from the instant our eyes met. This male is trying to expose everything. He's trying to defile my friendship with Tem. I will stop your murders if it's the last thing I do. And we see when he was all blindfolded and beat up. So, you're the one who killed Tem, aren't you? I'm going to crush you for Tem. If this is how it's going to be, then you're going to have to become my new friend. New Year's Eve, Riz. Don't think you'll continue living like this after the year ends. Alright, so now we have him tasting salt. It's salty. The sugar tastes sweet, and the vinegar tastes sour. I'm regaining some of my sense of taste. I'm already preparing my body for my duel with you, Lugosi-kun. My soul is throbbing. I'll confront you as my new self. And he's burning all of his pills. Alright. After all, you and I are going to have the fiercest friendship the world has ever seen. And of course he's psychopathic, so his idea of friendship is killing and eating him. I wonder what a friendship with you would taste like, Lugosi-kun. Riz, you're making omelets today, right? I can't wait. That's right. I'm feeling pretty confident today, so look forward to it. Hey, is it me or has Riz gotten bigger this past week? He's taking his pills, isn't he? Pretty sure he is. He keeps his pills on him at all times. It's just his growth spurt. And then he cracks an egg just by touching it. Oh, I barely even grabbed it. And then he tastes it. Okay. So, his roommates might notice. A broken raw egg. Tastes wonderful. Riz is filled with bloodlust. The duel is drawing near. Tomorrow's the day of my duel with Riz. I'm going to sleep early today. Okay, so if the duel is coming the next day, maybe we're finally getting to it here with Chapter 90. Chapter 90, The Old Year and the New Year of My Soul. Okay, I'm excited. New Year's Eve. Lugosi versus the Killer Riz. Today's New Year's Eve, the day of their duel. And we see all these animals just walking around the streets. Going to the battlefield. Lugosi's out for a jog. This town sure has a lot of holiday spirit. I haven't been outside during New Year's Eve in a long time. Now that I think about it, I would normally spend New Year's with Jack. He wouldn't spend it with his parents because he didn't want to leave me in the dorm all by myself. If I die tonight, Jack might be sad. He might even cry. I don't want to imagine Haru-chan being sad. If I died shortly after proposing to her, she might get so traumatized that she would never love again. The guys at room 701, the drama club members, Lewis-senpai. This year I've met so many animals that I've grown to like. Well, it's finally happening. Take off the bandage on your head. It'll put you at a disadvantage. Okay, 1 hour earlier. Man, this was a feelsy page, all the people he's met and become friends with that we've watched throughout the series. My wound's now sealed. Oh, and he has a scar on his face, thanks to your treatment. Oh, wait, hold on. I can still feel it. Is it permanent? It's said that a change in your face's appearance shows that you're going through a turning point in your life. Okay, so now he's becoming even more like Gohin. Whether you win or lose, your fight with Riz will surely bring a great change in your life. And whether you live or die, it's going to be messy. That being said though, don't die. You're a carnivore of distinguished strength, mental and physical. And he shakes his hand. Thank you, Gohin-san. Well, he said that I'd worry less about my seemingly permanent scar when I start fighting, but I honestly doubt that. I know I don't look much different, but still. How should I even approach this fight? Should I be prepared to die, or should I fight to live? I still have some time left before it starts. I'd like to hear her voice. Another visit to Moth-san should heal his scar. But then he looks, missed call from Haru. Oh, Haru-chan called me. I had no idea. Did something happen to her? And he goes to call back. Hello, Lugosi-kun. Happy New Year's. Ah, the cute battle. It's not the New Year yet. Yeah. I have to spend New Year's with my family, so I wanted to talk to you while I still had the chance. Haru, White Team's gonna win again this year. Small animals are really family-oriented, you see. Why don't you just leave her be, dear? And we have her brother, dad, and mom. Aw, that's cute. We actually get to see her family. It's a full moon tonight, Lugosi-kun. I'm sure next year will be a wonderful year for you. If I live through this year, he thinks. I'm gonna pay a visit to Grandpa. Happy New Year, Haru-chan. Man, it's so sad. This is a really, really good chapter, though. I want to know how he, a Komodo dragon, ended up falling in love with my gray wolf grandma. I also want to tell him that I'm in love with the rabbit. I love her, and that I'm pretty much following in his footsteps and screwing up our family tree. I'm gonna have to have a heart-to-heart with my grandpa. Oh, I really want to see that scene. Don't get excited, me. Just act as you always have. Live today to the fullest, just as you always have this year. I feel like Lewis might pull some sketchy, cheaty stuff and save him, because that's the way Lewis is. Sorry, did I keep you waiting? I came here running, you know, drenched in sweat. Don't worry, you came here just in time. You're diligent, even now, huh? Well, I'm the one who suggested this duel in the first place. Okay, I guess Lewis-senpai didn't show up. So, when are we starting? I've brought the starting gong with me. You just need to take notice of it. A gong? You mean that thing that makes a bush sound? You won't be making any more sounds, I'm afraid. Oh shit. You're normally calm and collected, so I thought I should do something that would make you really angry, so you won't hold back in our fight. The smell of blood. And he opens up his shirt and there's blood on it. And there's blood on his chest. But for now, I'll declare this as a victory for justice. And we have Pina. A dull sheep's body. It's really a lot to take in. Okay, so we decided to kill Pina in order to piss off Lugosi. Man, that's really, really sad. But at the same time, even if he did kill Pina, Pina died without regret and fear. Pina-kun, says Lugosi. Now, let's get started. And Riz is an absolutely sociopathic murderer. Holy shit. Now we have one of the lions smelling some flowers or something. Nah, nothing like Silvervine before a good-ass turf war. I'm ready. Hey, take it easy. Or take it easy, Free. You're gonna lose control of your body. Okay, so I haven't caught up to the part with all the names of the Shishigumi members. You did good to do this at New Year's, boss. The Back Alley Market has no calendar, says Lewis. Today's the day of Lugosi's duel with Riz. He said that it'll take place under the Gazura Bridge. Lugosi, it's suicide. Are you serious? And he checks his gun. He never jokes around. I have to hurry to the if I hurried to the bridge, I could save him. And he's waiting with the other Shishigumi members. They're here. There's a lot of good in killing canines. Try kicking one of them in the thigh. They'll be yelping like a chihuahua bitch. And we see some kind of wolf gang. You don't have to encourage me. We're gonna finish this quickly. And we have Free and Lewis waiting around the corner. Lewis is worried about Lugosi. To be continued. Why do we have to be fighting wolves? They all look like Lugosi. I can't focus. Alright, that was a damn good chapter, and it seems that Pina is dead. R.I.P. Pina. Man. But that was it was so good that I can't be too upset. So now we have Chapter 91, The Howl of a Guardian Deity, and there's actually 2 versions of this chapter, I think, and there's 2 versions of another chapter. So I'll read this, and then I'll check through the other version and see if there's any sort of difference. While you were off doing who knows what, a dull sheep lost his life, says Riz. What will Lugosi do in response to Riz's confession of Pina's murder? What you gonna do now, Lugosi-kun? Pretty boy's dead. You're lying. You have to be. He's inside my stomach. You're lying. Okay, so it is interesting if he is, because I want to know if he's actually going to turn Riz in, because he wasn't going to at first, but in order to become the Beastar, he has to. So we'll see how this works out, or he might just end up inadvertently catching him in a way that gets him caught. But either way, a certain smell, fleeting, drifting. Chapter 91, The Howl of a Guardian Deity. Just continually checking my recording because I really don't want anything to mess up. Okay. Foo. Whoa. Is he there? No, maybe. Yeah, right there. My scent vault is open. Ah, jeez. Screw Riz and screw Lugosi-senpai. And we have, Pina all tied up. Why do I have to spend New Year's in a dump? I'm officially done associating myself with carnivores. Okay, it does make sense that Riz wouldn't need him, because of course Riz is a crazy-ass murderer who he kind of wants his victims in a certain way, and Pina wouldn't have gone in that way. He's in a dump under a bridge 2 kilometers and 100 meters away from here. He has a gash on his left arm. You came here with some of Pina-kun's blood on you, hoping to provoke me, but that was a waste of time. I have an internal scent vault, so I can protect the animals that I want to protect. And, as for my sense of smell, Win, Lugosi-senpai. If I smell an herbivore, my sense of smell increases 100-fold. Come. We're both carnivores crazy about herbivores. We're the same. Don't bring me to your level. Lugosi-kun, whether we carnivores protect or eat herbivores, our strength will always be born from our loneliness. Okay. And we have the fighting. Ah, I said I'm happy. And Riz bit into his side, it looks like. Or it might have been into his shoulder, but it looks like it's his side. Said I'm happy. Let the killing commence. Such a hard stomach. Your flesh and blood will be more than enough to purge my loneliness. And he's biting more into his side. Lugosi starts coughing. Riz's loneliness and my ego. I won't let him eat my ego away. And Lugosi starts screaming, and we have a time skip ahead, or over to another area. Oh, boss, it's full moon tonight. We have Ibuki and the others with Lewis. Ibuki, since when did you like basking under the moonlight? Shut up, Free. Just once, after a turf war, would you let me relax? A full moon, huh? Can't tell if it's good luck or bad luck, says Lewis. It's definitely good luck. We obliterated those wolf punks, says Free. It was such a thrill to get those puppies literally dig their own graves. But we didn't obliterate them at all. Oh, but... And then I think that's Ibuki bowing before him. I know it's Free. Letting them hurt your face was definitely a screw-up on my part. I was supposed to protect you back there. I'm sorry. Huh? What's this all about? It's sickening. If you say something like that to me again, I'll shoot you. And then he laughs it off. Well, next time I'll be sure to take it easy on the silver vine. Where are you going? Says Ibuki. To get some cigs. Wait for us in the car, will ya? I never thought Free had such a strong sense of duty, thinks Ibuki. Boss, I'll be frank. You can stay weak. The Shishigumi's changed. We haven't turned into the good guys, of course, but we have you to protect, and that's made us carnivores a hell of a lot stronger than we used to be. We didn't even know it was possible. Ibuki. Hey, I'm sorry. It's New Year's Eve. We can't help but feel emotional, you know? We're just hoping that you can stay as our boss. Because their bodies are strong, they have a profound sense of camaraderie. Because they hunger for meat, they always look like they're suffering somehow. Why did it take me so long to realize this? I like carnivores, he thinks, looking at him. I think I have for a long time now, and he remembers Lugosi. All because of that idiotic underclassman. Ibuki, he says, I'm leaving the Shishigumi. There's someone I need to be with at this very moment. Lewis is determined to leave the Shishigumi in order to see Lugosi. The next chapter will start with a colored spread page. Man, that was another great chapter. We didn't really get to see the fight yet, but we got development for the characters instead. Okay, checking, because my stuff is going crazy, and I was having some problems recording a video before this, so I'm really paranoid right now about the recording messing up. But it looks okay. So now, okay. Let me go back through and see what's up with the second version of this. Let me just scroll through it really quick. See if there's anything added, anything different. So far everything looks the same. Okay. Don't know what to say while scrolling through it. Right, I'm on the page where Riz is biting into Lugosi now. All of it looks the same still. I'm sure there is some difference. Maybe this is in a higher quality. But there doesn't seem to be any difference in content yet. Right. Now I'm at Ibuki talking to Lewis. I like carnivores. And then the last page. Yeah, I didn't really see a difference, except it might have been a little bit higher quality. But I didn't see a difference in the actual content of the chapter itself. And again, now this thing's freaking out. The next page won't load. Do not know what the hell it's doing. Okay. Yeah, the next page still won't load. Okay, here we are. 92. You are the Prince of Beasts. And I really don't know what's going on with this CPU fan. Either way, now we have our color cover. It's loaded now. The moon shines over the beasts at conflict. This is a really good one too. Chapter 92, You Are the Prince of Beasts. A colored spread page in response to the wondrous reception. I can't wait till I think the first English volume comes out. It's not until like April or maybe even July. It's not until later this year, but I can't wait to get the first volume in English when it comes out. The moon shines over the beasts at conflict, and I already read that. So we have the full moon, and then in front of it, Ibuki and Lewis, Lugosi and Riz, Pina and Gohin. Man, that is a really good looking one. Okay, boss, I see you're not hesitating to eat vegetables anymore. Only when you're eating deer meat. It's your favorite, so don't hold back when you're around me, says Ibuki. Pisses me off. I'm guessing Free told you? I don't want any lies getting in the way of our friendship, Ibuki. So, you better be as determined as I am. You're leaving the Shishigumi. Yeah, right now. What's come over you, boss? Someone important to me is in danger of dying. Is this animal more important than the Shishigumi? I can't compare him to all of you. He's the antithesis of the Shishigumi, and is just as important to me. He's too radiant. I want to heed his resolve, and I can't do so if I go on as the boss of the Shishigumi, and then Ibuki starts to hover over him. The Shishigumi isn't nice enough to let you come back after leaving to save a friend. You know that, right? I do. You're a big animal, Ibuki. He smiles at him. You're always crouched when you were around me out of worry over my small body. I noticed. But you're a lion from a crime syndicate. You might get overwhelmed with fatigue if you keep worrying about me. Oh, wait, just wait. Let's go for a drive and talk in the car. Alright. Are you fine with leaving those guys behind? Free used his bike to get here. They'll be fine. Just stay cool, Ibuki, and convince him to stay. I don't know what's come over him, but I'm in control of this conversation, and I will stop him from leaving. To be honest, I thought he'd feel a little threatened at my invitation with me being a lion and take back everything he said, but so far he hasn't even raised an eyebrow. Boss, you're stronger than any animal I know. I can't imagine anyone but you as our boss. I'm strong. I'm not happy to hear that from a lion. To a lion, strength is just a weapon. Whether I'm using it or hiding it, it becomes a burden to my entire being. Before I met you, my strength was a double-edged sword that hurt me more than it helped. And we have a flashback. Do I look happy to you, Ibuki? And it's the former boss. This isn't part of your test. Answer me honestly. Of course, you look very happy, boss. Ibuki at 18 years old. Heh, obviously. Strangely enough, this world has a gracious title for the lions, the king of beasts. It's something only a buffoon could come up with. Even so, adaptation is something all living beings can't live without. Do you understand me? Play the part of the king of beasts, Ibuki. That's what we do here in the Shishigumi. And we have Ibuki standing over. Is that when he fought Lugosi the first time, or is it just some wolf? I think it's just some wolf. That's what we do here in the Shishigumi. This is where you can find true happiness as a carnivore. I've been bluffing for a long time. I bought into the former boss's King of Beasts spiel, and used it to rise to power. And as the herbivores around me looked at me in fear, I was impelled to bluff more and more, until I expanded into a giant mass of unstable darkness. Then you came along, and you didn't see me like how the other herbivores did. You surprised me then, and never stopped since. Your strength makes the King of Beasts title seem like an empty void. It may have been stressful to work with you, but I was more comfortable than I've been in the 35 years of my life. Special coexistence, right? I don't think that's supposed to be special. I think it's supposed to be special, as in two species coexisting. Coexistence, right? Sounds as fresh as a sunny day, but it's not my style. Why are you saying all of this, says Lewis. If you're going to leave the Shishigumi after being in it for 6 months, then it's not going to be easy to get your old life back. It's how the underworld is. It's like entering a dark road tunnel. Once you get in, there is no guarantee you make it out alive. That tunnel's light bulbs have been broken for a while now. It's pitch black in there. You deers can't see in the dark like carnivores can. Boss, you're going to see nothing but black. And we see him start to sweat. No more bluffing this time around. In the end, I'm just a lion from the Shishigumi. This is the only way he can break his ties with me. Boss. I said before that I was comfortable working with you. That was a lie. I was happy. Lewis, you saved me. Okay. I really like this. I've come to really like Ibuki as a character. I've stopped the car. Now, if you don't shoot me, I'll eat you alive. Just point to the direction of my voice and shoot now. I can't do it, Ibuki. I can't shoot you. I see. In that case. And it looks like, did he lunge at him? And did he get shot through the chest? Can't tell. It looks like he lunged at him, but there's light coming from behind, and I can't tell if that's an exit wound from a bullet out of his chest. Or maybe he was shot in the back. In accordance to the merciless... Oh yeah, he was shot in the back. In accordance to the merciless customs of the underworld, Ibuki honors the end of Lewis's rule in the most tragic way possible. Ibuki! And Lewis had finally found someone who understood him, who could be a father figure, and he dies like that. I use my bike to follow you, says Free. This is a terrible fate for the Shishigumi, eh, Ibuki? Well, at least old Free actually protected the boss this time. Man. Incredibly sad. Especially Ibuki had become one of my favorite characters. But, either way, we'll see what we get now at chapter 93. So I started at 89, 90, 91, 92, and now I'm at my 5th one with 93. A piece of golden... I can't read that full title there. Let's scroll down. Voiceless flowers, they bloom as they live, only to fall from life's grasp. Chapter 93, a piece of golden hair on my shirt, now in my pocket. Okay, and this is probably going to be about Lewis dealing with the death of Ibuki. Ibuki, and he's shaking his body. Ibuki is down from getting shot by Free. Open your eyes. You're a lion, aren't you? You can't die here, Ibuki. Free, why did you kill Ibuki? And then he just looks at his face. That's a nice dead face. A face that calm wouldn't come from any inhabitant of the underworld. Ibuki, I bet you wanted it to end like this. And you know what? I don't regret shooting you. I did as I promised. So yeah, he has a calm face. He didn't have any regrets. Free, I want you to bring only one bullet with you. And we have a flashback. Why? So you can shoot me. There's a small chance that I might lose myself and try to eat the boss, of course. I hope it doesn't come to that, but if it does, and I end up seeing the boss as just an ordinary deer, don't hesitate to shoot me. You can make that your top priority, while I focus on protecting the boss. Oh, so that's why he didn't protect Lewis from getting hit during the fight. While I protect the boss from everything else. Huh? You don't say. This job gets harder every day working for a deer. Can't say I'm as ready as you are. It's not so bad. Preparing for the future ahead of us. We'll live bigger than we had ever dreamed of, with our boss on our side. That was your promise, says Lewis. Ibuki never planned on eating me. He only drove me here because I told him I wanted to leave the Shishigumi. It's all my fault. Ibuki's pretty clumsy in some ways, you know. He's inflexible. I'm sure in the end, he thought he had no other choice but to pit himself against you as a lion of the Shishigumi. We're here, boss. This is the way to the main street. Please don't come back to the back alley market. Okay, and Free's letting him go. If you get yourself killed in here, then Ibuki would have died for nothing. Go and live life where you belong. And know this. If I see you here again, I'll eat you alive. Alright. It's a promise. Man, I really like Free as a character now too. That was really good. And Lewis leaves. What a crazy life. It's been fun, boss. Man, that's so sad. And now we're back to Lugosi and Riz. I think your bones are a little too hard, says Riz. Can't seem to reach his guts. This isn't normal. What, did you eat someone too? You wouldn't understand, Riz. There's only one thing that we all need, and that's a respect for life. Moth-san, your words, and of course your protein and calcium, are getting inside my bones. The only way for living beings to respect and understand each other is to become one with one's flesh and blood. Isn't that right, Moth-san? Yo, what in the hell are these crazy-ass, supernatural powers Beastars is going for? We have this explosion of moths from Lugosi. What in the hell? And Riz jumps backwards. Beastars on acid. I shall share the fate you have in store, O strong life form. What, am I seeing things? And Riz backs off and Lugosi's going in for a kick. No, it's a palm strike, and he drills him into the ground. Man, Lugosi's panting. Riz grabs onto his arm. You know, you make it sound like me and Tem didn't respect or understand each other. Well, you certainly have been training. It's really nothing special. Unacceptable. Any slander against my genuine friendship with Tem is unacceptable. And he stands up and lifts Lugosi by his arm. No more talking, and his face is all messed up and pushed in. You killed Tem. He's your victim. You ruined everything. Tem, it's okay. I'll shut this guy up for good. And he lifts up Lugosi even more, and Lewis finally makes it. Lugosi. The sound of a blunt crash echoes through the dark night. What happened to Lugosi? Man, this frigging story is so good. So now we're at 94, which is our 6th chapter in. Continuing on. Lugosi, and we have Riz holding onto his leg with Lugosi slammed into the ground. What was the cause of that blunt, echoing crash? That's right. When an animal's at the brink of death, their bodies become like liquid, and he slings him again, up against a wall. Chapter 94. Beast School Wars. Overwhelmed by a bear's monstrous strength. Still, you're pretty tough. 5 to 6 wall slams and you're still not dead. And Lugosi's all jacked up now. You still conscious, huh? Lugosi. What? And he answers him, Oh, you're still alive. You're trying your damnedest to kill me. What's the point in worrying about me? Haha, true. But we're in a special relationship now, so I just wanted to make sure. Man, Riz is so fucked up, and I think Lewis is going to be the one to kill him. What if Lewis actually does become the Beastar? I think my ribs are broken. I can't breathe properly. What the hell? Yeah, this is pretty bad. To tell you the truth, when I ate Tem, I knew all along that there was no friendship between us. It was just a one-sided murder. From the depths of my heart, I always knew it was true. You're gonna die after a few more blows. I want to confess the truth before I kill you. Riz, hold on a second, says Lugosi. Tell me more. And he slumps over to the side. Why are you sitting like that? We're fighting to the death here. Yeah, but I care more about your confession. I'd like to hear it. When a carnivore lies down with their stomach exposed, it means something very special. It goes against the instinct of being on your guard, and only done when you're in complete serenity. Carnivores will do it when they're sleeping with a family member or a lover. This gray wolf. I see, Riz. So you knew all along. What's he up to? This is my chance to catch my breath, thinks Lugosi. Well, honestly speaking, it's going to be hard to jump back into my fighting stance from this position, but it's a gamble that I have to make. Besides, I still want to talk to you while I still can. Just follow suit, okay, Riz? So then Riz is staring at him. Well, you're pretty crazy, and Riz lays on the ground. Riz is absolutely insane. But hey, I would like to talk to someone about this, and a little break doesn't sound too bad. Funny that 2 monsters are lying down together. We're monsters, says Lugosi. That's what Tem said, that night. I was desperate for him to accept me, but I got carried away and gashed his arm. You carnivores are nothing but monsters. Strangely enough, it didn't shock me when he said that. In fact, I felt comfort from his words. It was proof that he saw through my nice bare facade. It made me so happy that I sugar-coated my memory of what happened after he said that, and then I ate him alive in an emotional frenzy. Carnivores are monsters to the core, Lugosi. It's sad, really. I can hardly remember Tem's face and voice, yet I can remember how he tastes and smells so vividly. I think I could have ended up just like Riz, thinks Lugosi. If it wasn't for the support from the animals around me, my love for Haru-chan might have made me eat her. I can't deny the possibility. And then Lugosi grabs his hand. Oh, that reminds me, Lugosi. When we were fighting in the shower room, you told me to enjoy my adolescence. Right now, I am definitely living the adolescence of a carnivore. But I can't turn back on my beliefs. I know you're not capable of fighting anymore, but we have to continue. Carnivores have claws and fangs, only for the sake of preying on other animals. Stand up, and I won't be so violent when I eat you. And he stands back up, holding Lugosi's arm. And I like this because we just saw that Lewis and Ibuki's relationship proved that everything he's saying is completely untrue, because Ibuki wasn't like that at all. Your flavor will stick with me for the rest of my life. No, Riz, I won't turn my back on my beliefs either. Carnivores have claws and fangs, so they can protect what's dear to them. And Lewis walks up behind them. You sobered me up, and now I'm feeling better than ever. And then Riz starts looking back. Lugosi throws his jacket over Riz's eyes, knees him in the face, and sends him backwards. Sends him kneeling down, gasping for air. When he lifts his head up, they're both gone. Where did he go? And now we have a scene change. Good thing that train masked the sound of our footsteps. Lugosi, I'm sorry I'm late. What are you going to do now? Lewis-senpai, it's okay now. Thank you for coming to see me. Can't help but smile. I'll never have another New Year's Eve like this again. And he smiles. Man, so good. And now we have Chapter 95, the last one I plan to read here, a drop of 18 times concentrate. Okay, I'm so ready. Let me get some water before I read it. So then after this, I will come back next week, the week after next, since I do these every other week, with Chapter 96 onward. But we have Chapter 95, a drop of 18 times concentrate. Lugosi withdraws from his duel and Riz escapes with Lewis. Wait. Oh, okay. Lugosi withdraws from his duel and duel with Riz and escapes with Lewis. The inflection can totally change the meaning there. I love this this cover with the child Lugosi and Lewis. So good. I think I accidentally skipped a page. Hang on. Nope, never mind. Lugosi's face is a complete wreck. Well, you're finally here, and I told Riz everything I wanted to tell him. All that's left for me to do is finish the job. I need to go back to Riz. Lewis-senpai, could you give me a hand? What are you, stupid? You think you can finish the job when you can't even stand up on your own 2 feet? You're all battered up. I can see a huge bite mark on the right side of your body. It's bleeding. Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure Riz was trying to kill me. It's not about winning or losing anymore. We're just pitting our ways of carnivore life against each other. And then he stands back up. I've got to see this through. I need to utilize my anger. Utilize? Why don't you ever utilize your strength? You still remember that. That's not all. I remember all the stuff we've been through this year. The world we live in is very complex. We try hard to preserve something and face all kinds of conflict, but in the midst of that, everyone's living life to the fullest. For that, there is no right or wrong. Lewis-senpai, you were always there to keep me from becoming a monster. Okay, so Lewis is the one that, more than anyone, drove him to not eat anyone. Lewis, you saved me. And he thinks back to Ibuki. Don't break down. Keep your act together, thinks Lewis. What the hell? Man, and Lewis just did this after losing someone who had become almost like a father figure to him. And you're going to prove that by getting killed? Such instinctual savagery is beyond me. Just calm down and hide your true feelings, Lewis. Pitting our ways of carnivore life against each other? That's nonsense. That's it. Harden your heart. Your carnivores have great strength, but abysmal self-worth. If you want to die so badly, then just go ahead. Just leave me, the weakling, out of it. I feel so hot. Why does my body feel so hot? And he starts breaking out into tears. Just go. Lewis-sen. What? Rain. That's unexpected. And he tries to keep a straight face again, but starts crying again. It just keeps coming back. It's lukewarm and sickening. Wow. I can stay here a bit longer if you'd like. I think this is the first time I've ever cried, and I can't stop. I wasn't allowed to cry in my environment, where I was born to be sold to someone as a commodity, and then adopted and raised by my father. To be strong, to survive. I committed sin after sin, and when I decided to stop, I drove my dear friend to his death, and he thinks about Ibuki. Because I'm so damn weak. You're strong, Lugosi. Go and settle things with Riz. I don't have the right to stop you. I'm sorry. Don't be. But you'll probably die if you fight him while you're barely able to stand. I don't want to see another dear friend of mine die. The fawn inside me is still crying in his cage. I'll break you out. You're not free now. You're not weak you're free now. You're not weak anymore. Eat me, Lugosi. And he takes his shoe off and we see the 4 on his foot. I'll give you the strength to fight. Okay. What? Eat my right foot now, before you go out and fight. But I trained so I could get strong without having to eat meat. You've reached the limits of your strength and you know it. No more pretensions. I'll make you drool all right. Now hurry. What's that number on your foot? I thought my ideals to be unwavering. I thought this act to be taboo. It's my curse. But now it feels like a ritual. It's enough to reawaken my fangs. Break my curse, Lugosi. Okay, so I think he will actually eat his foot to get rid of the 4, to get rid of the curse on Lewis. I swear that I won't let this be in vain. Okay, and Riz is still waiting around. It's been 15 minutes. I gave you plenty of time to talk to your friend. I knew you weren't going to throw in the towel. I'm sorry I'm late. Let's get back. And we have this growling. It's hard to speak with all the growling. Lugosi's entered Super Beast mode upon the taboo act of eating meat. The 10 murder case solution arc is now entering its climax. Let's get back to business. And so next time, we'll have the finale for the next read-through. These were good. Ibuki's story basically saving Lewis and allowing Lewis to decide that he's free and he needs to get rid of the foot is the last sort of mark and reminder that he isn't free. And it also works in helping Lugosi, who was like Ibuki, a carnivore who was there to protect herbivores. So allowing Lugosi to have the strength to take down Riz. And so it's going to be interesting if Lugosi's going to get the credit for taking him down or not and become the Beastar, or if they're not going to tell anyone, or what's going to happen. Because we have the plot point where Gon, I think was his name, had decided that the next Beastar from Chariton would be whoever caught the murderer. So, no clue how that'll go. But either way, I love these chapters as usual. If you did like the video, comment down there. Tell me what you thought of these chapters, what you thought of my thoughts on them, my first reaction and everything. Sorry if I haven't been super loud. Like I said, I've been dealing with a sore throat. Like, comment, subscribe for more Beastars, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel or talk to you there. And if you want a link to our Discord server to talk to me or more of us on Discord, just ask and I'll give you a link. That's it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all next time.